Well, welcome back to my channel and to the introduction of the newly released Reolink Go Plus. Now, what are the differences between the Go Plus and the standard Reolink Go? I plan to explain what the differences are, what the new features are that make the Plus the Plus. I've been using this camera for nearly 2 months now, so I have lots of sample footage to show you. I'm also going to give you an overview of what is a cellular security camera versus a Wi-Fi security camera. I'll tell you what for data carrier I chose to use in this Reolink Go Plus. And then at the end, I hope to bring this all back around and I'll give you my final thoughts, the pros and cons as I see it after using this camera for nearly 2 months. That's a lot to get into, so let's get right to it. Now, as I just mentioned, the Go Plus has just been released. I've been using the Go for almost 2 years or just shy of 2 years now. I think now would be a great time to discuss what is the difference between a cellular security camera and a Wi-Fi security camera. Now, Reolink has both models available. The Wi-Fi cameras are typically cheaper, but they must be mounted near a location that's going to have Wi-Fi signal. You have to have a Wi-Fi router, and they're going to connect to that router through the Wi-Fi signal, and that's how they operate. You also have to supply power to those cameras in order for them to operate. Now, Reolink offers a couple of options when it comes to cellular security camera. Now, these cellular security cameras can be used anywhere that you're going to have cellular service. Now, these cellular cameras can be powered by a solar panel, so you don't need any electricity. It makes them great for off-grid locations or maybe a property where you're just building a house on, or maybe you want to use them as a cellular trail camera like I do. These can be placed in nearly anywhere as long as you have cellular service, and they can send you near instant notification when something's in front of the camera or there's active movement. Now, these Reolink cellular security cameras use a smart PIR sensor. That means they're in standby mode, but as soon as they detect motion, they start recording. That recording lasts as long as the object remains in front of the camera. Also, when it detects movement, it sends you a near instant notification, usually within a couple of seconds. You then have the option to log into this camera and view the live feed. If the person or object is still in front of the camera, you can see exactly what's going on, but it also saves that recording onto an SD card, and it may upload that video to the cloud. You can go back through previous days and previous months, look at all the recorded videos or anything that has happened that is stored on the camera. There also doesn't have to be a motion or an activation. At any time, you can log into this camera through the free app, and you can see exactly what the live view is. It has good audio so you can hear what's going on. It also has many features like an alarm feature. That alarm can go off anytime the camera's activated, or you can choose to manually set the alarm off. It also gives you the option to record a message and play that recorded message anytime the camera is tripped. They have great night IR, which allows you to be able to see in the dark. With the IR flash, it's not easily visible to people, yet can really illuminate an area even without any extra lights. Now, as I already mentioned, I've been using the Reolink Go and the Go PT cameras as cellular trail cameras. I place them out into the woods, and as soon as an animal walks in front of it, the smart PIR sensor starts recording. It sends me a near instant notification, and it also saves that recorded video onto the SD card. I find them to be the best cellular camera available, and I've really been enjoying my time using them. But now let's get into what makes the Go Plus a plus. Now, the Plus model has just been released, and it has an upgraded sensor. It has a 2K sensor now, which the old model just had a 1080p. That is advertised to give you a much clearer and more crisp video. I'm going to be sharing sample videos that I have gotten from this camera over the last couple of months, and you can see for yourself how clear the sample videos are. Other upgraded features is its AI. It has artificial intelligence that tries to determine what is in front of your camera. So if it's a person walking, it will identify it as a person walking. And a vehicle, it can also identify vehicles. This is great if you're using them in a security situation and the camera's tripped. You can almost instantly know whether it's a person walking or a vehicle that set the camera off. Now, when I'm using these cameras as a cellular trail camera, I don't necessarily use that function, but if a person is walking on my property, obviously it's gonna detect that motion just like it would with an animal, but it would identify it as a person walking. Now that artificial intelligence isn't 100% perfected, and I actually have found that some of my videos, when a deer walks in front of it, it might think it's a person walking. So I'm not sure if it's the size of the animal or just the way they walk. So it's not absolute perfected, but it is a nice feature that they offered in this Plus. Now another upgraded feature that sets the Plus apart from the regular Go is something probably easier demonstrated than me talking about. So let's take you outside and let's do a quick demonstration. So one of the new features of the Reolink Go Plus is its 2K sensor gives you the ability to crop in on the video. By using the clip feature on the app, it's going to allow you to crop in and get a much closer view, a detailed view. This works great if you're using the camera as a security camera. You can zoom in on a license plate or a person's face. I'm going to do a demonstration. I have the camera mounted back here. I'm going to walk in front of the camera and then I'm going to show you the clip feature. I'll do a screen recording here and you can see exactly what I mean and how this function works and how it could be an advantage when using this camera as a security camera. So I'm walking here in front of the camera and I'm going to clip the clip down here below. We're going to drag that up right over my face. We can see now that that definitely zooms in. If I was somebody or an unwelcome guest or an intruder, you would definitely get a better look at the face. You can move that around. There's just maybe a second or two of a lag there as you move it. Then the camera zooms in. This is just digitally zooming in through that 2K sensor. So something to note with that new clip feature, that is for your viewing purposes on the app. It's simply a zoomed in version there right on the app. Another thing to note is it's just for the live view only. You can't go back through the recorded videos and use that clip feature on the app. Now obviously you can take that recorded video and you can zoom in maybe using software on your computer. There's many different options available for that. But that clip feature on the app does not work with previously recorded videos, so keep that in mind. Now this Reolink Go Plus comes very nicely packaged. Just like all their cameras, they have nice presentation. It's packed in there nice and tight so there's no damage when it arrives. It comes with your owner's manual, also has a lithium removable battery that comes with this camera, has a USB cable that would allow you to charge that battery, and the model I got also came with a solar panel. Now you get to choose your own data provider with the Reolink Go and the Reolink Go PT. I've been using a prepaid data carrier from EIOTCLUB. Now I have quite a few Reolink cameras that are operating on that service provider, so I know they work great in the Reolink cameras. They're easy to activate online, and they have some of the most affordable rates that I have found, so it makes them a great option, especially for me. At the current time, the Reolink cameras do not operate on the Verizon network, so you're going to have to pick a service provider that works with the T-Mobile and AT&T towers. There are many out there. They don't have to be with those specific companies. There's many generic or aftermarket data providers. You don't need talk or text. You simply need a data service. And like I said, I find the prepaid service from the EIOTCLUB works great and probably the best rates you're going to find. So for the setup, you simply activate the SIM card first before placing it in the camera. Next, you place that SIM card and a micro SD card inside the camera. Neither the SIM card or the micro SD card is included with the camera. You simply get the camera, the solar panel, and the battery. But after you have the SIM card and the SD card installed in the camera, simply place the battery in the camera. There's no on-off switch or any other functions that need to be done. You have to activate the SIM card first, place it into the camera, place the battery in, and the camera will automatically recognize your new SIM card. After it recognizes that SIM card and you get a message saying the connection was successful, the rest of the setup is done online through the free app provided by Reolink. Simply download the free app, set up your account, and you can scan the QR code on the camera to connect the app and the camera. It's a rather simple process and you'll be set up and going in no time. Now, when they released this Go Plus, I was afraid that maybe it was just an advertising gimmick and that they just inflated the numbers and made it a 2K camera, just maybe with a software update. But when you do closely inspect both cameras side by side, they're nearly identical, but you can tell that the Go Plus has a bigger lens and a bigger camera in it. So I believe that the update truly gives you a better camera and a better lens in this option. As you can see in the footage and the samples that I've gotten over the past 2 months with this camera, they are crystal clear. I'm really impressed with the daytime footage. I couldn't tell a huge difference between the nighttime footage between the Go Plus and the Go. Actually, I'm going to give you a comparison, a side-by-side comparison of the Go Plus and the Go footage. The nice thing is, for comparison, I simply took this Go Plus and put it on the exact same location as where the Go was. So the footage I can compare side by side and let you determine the difference in quality between the Go Plus and the Go. Now, the last feature I wanted to discuss is one that probably gets me the most excited. The Reolink Go Plus now features motion thumbnails on the previously recorded videos. Typically, when you went into the app and you looked at the previously recorded videos, they were itemized by the day and the month that the video was taken, and it simply gave the time. It gave no indication of what was actually recorded on that. You had to click on each of the thumbnails in order to see the video and see what was previously recorded. Now you have motion thumbnails on each of the recordings. It gives you a quick snippet of exactly what was on that video. I like this feature, and in fact, it was something that I had been asking for quite some time. Now, I can't say that Reolink just listened to me, but they obviously are listening to their customers. Many people, I'm sure, will appreciate this. It has live thumbnails with the Reolink Go Plus. So that is the first look at the Reolink Go Plus. It's now time for my final thoughts. So as I just mentioned, those motion thumbnails are a great plus. I appreciate Reolink listening to their customers. That'll make the app experience much easier for anybody looking back through the previously recorded videos. So that's a huge plus. I like the 2K sensor. I had no problems with the old camera. I thought it gave great footage. I think the new 2K sensor in the Go Plus is probably just a tick better. Some of the other features, like that clip feature, I do find that extremely useful. It does zoom in and gives you a nice up-close picture when you're looking at the live feed. The AI, the artificial intelligence that it offers, for me, using them as a cellular trail camera doesn't give me a lot of benefit, but I can see anybody using this as a security camera could find that very useful. As for any cons, I didn't have any trouble with the camera. It worked exactly like all my other Reolink cameras do. But at night, if the animals were moving, I found that the frame rate seemed to be almost too slow to keep up. The animals would seem almost see-through or blurry in the IR with the night IR. I never really experienced that with the other cameras, so I'm not sure if that is a software glitch or it's just simply a difference in the frame rate when they have a 2K sensor. Now, you do have the ability to adjust the video resolution and the frame rates, so I may have to go into the menu and tweak around at that and see if I can't help make that better. Again, it wasn't terrible. It only happened every now and then, but if the animals were moving fast and they were far away from the camera, it did make them blur or look almost invisible when the IR flash was going. During the daytime, absolutely no problems, crystal clear footage. So those were my thoughts, the pros and cons after using this camera. I'm going to continue to use this camera. Pretty smitten about these Reolink Go and the Go PT. There's no other cellular camera that I have found that can compete with these. They just offer more features and more abilities than any other camera. So if you would like more information, I'm going to have links down in the description. Click the See More directly under the title of this video. It's going to drop down the full description and you're going to see all the links to the Go Plus. I'll also put a link to the data provider that I use and that I know will work in these cameras. If you have any comments or questions, I'd love to hear from you. Please put your comments down in the comments section. Try and get back to each and every one of you. I appreciate you watching, and we'll see you in the next video.